Hi everyone, I am Vismaya Rubin, founder of Living in Gratitude Today, teacher, speaker, best-selling author, but my favorite role is that of a gratitude gangsta. What? So we're on day 5 of our exploration of Martin Luther King's six principles of nonviolence. So principle 5 says, nonviolence chooses love instead of hate. Nonviolence resists violence of the spirit as well as body. Nonviolent love is spontaneous, unmotivated, unselfish, and creative. So think about what that would feel like if you lived your life really living in love, not in fear, not in anger, not in hatred, not in retaliation, not in frustration, but only in love. How would you be being? How would you go out in the world and show up? And it's interesting because myself included, when we go out in the world, we go out with our stories and our baggage and our hurt and our anger and all the things that we have used to protect us and keep us safe, which is great because again, the idea of those things is to keep us safe. But what if we walked out and we chose today, just for today, to be open and vulnerable and to live in a space of love, and every action that we took, whether it be for ourselves or for other people or for the world in general, if every action that we took today was an action based on love. So you greeted people with your whole heart, you shared yourself, you helped when you could help, you ate the right foods for your body, you nourished your body with the proper nutrients, and you drank water instead of all the other stuff we drink. You went for your goals because you weren't afraid, right? So when I think about this, I'm always in awe of these principles of nonviolence, especially because of the fact that they were created during a time where a select group of whites were going against the blacks simply because of the color of their skin. And I can't even fathom what that would be like. Number one, as a white person hating somebody because of the color of their skin, or as a black person having to deal with all of that anger and hatred and violence. But Martin Luther King said that, his principles were all about how do we retaliate in a nonviolent way? How do we get our message out in a loving, peaceful way? Because he realized if we retaliate, if we go up in anger, if we go up in violence, that gives more fuel to the fire to the other people's cause. And that was not what he wanted. So when we go out in our own life, are we going out in our own life and with it's an oxymoron, but with an army of love? Or are we going out with an army of hatred? Are we sharing the things that we want to receive back? Or are we sharing the things that we're avoiding and we don't want, right? What you resist persists. And what are we putting out there? What are we getting back? And I think it was a very valuable message that he shared. And listen, it is not always easy to drop the pretense, to not show anger when people are being angry at you, to not lash out when people are lashing out, to not name call when people are name calling. That is not easy. But again, going back to principle 1, nonviolence is a way of life for courageous people. And the same thing, in our own lives, if we want something so badly, but we allow ourselves to live in the fear or in the frustration or in those moments that make us fearful, we're not acting in love. My friend Nancy Matthews wrote a book called The One Philosophy, and she says treat everybody as if they were the one. Like if we meet somebody and we're like, oh, that person can get me to the next level of my career, or that person can, introduce me to my dream man, we're going to treat that person a whole lot differently than we would maybe the person who is the bus person cleaning up our plates at a restaurant. And what she says is that if we treat everybody as if they were the one, can you imagine what that would feel like every time you walked out of your house? Can you imagine the energy that it would create in the world? Everybody would be kind, we would be loving, we would be respectful. You don't have to like everybody, but you get to be respectful. So as you go on your day today, really, even if it's for 10 minutes, practice what would it be like if I did everything today out of love. I acted today, or 10 minutes, out of love. I spoke out of love. I received out of love. And what do I mean by received out of love? So if somebody says something to us that we don't like, instead of lashing out, we stop for a moment and we pause and we say, okay, maybe that person's going through something. And it's not about making excuses for people, but it's about being compassionate. It's about being kind. It's about not creating stories that may not be there. Maybe that person's just dealing with what they're dealing with and they said what they said. So again, take some time today, if not the whole day, to practice going out in this space of love. And practice it when times are good, when your day is great, because the more we practice when life is good, same thing as gratitude, the more we're able to see and practice when life is challenging. So what do I mean? If you're able to live in a space of love right now without challenge, if you're going through those challenges, you already have that muscle built. You already have that, you're growing those muscles, like we go to the gym. You already have that muscle so that when things are challenging, you know how to act in love. And that's why it's so important to practice when life is great. So I'll leave you with that. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Please make sure you subscribe, you like whatever channel you're on. And in case you didn't know, I am putting together a masterclass it's a 5-week gratitude class every Monday night in the month of March. To get more information, go to livingingratitudetoday.com. On my website, you will see where it says classes and workshops. Please join the workshop. If you are a member of the Living in Gratitude Today community, make sure you check your emails because you have a special discount code. For everybody else, the code is Kickoff and it expires Monday at 11:59 p.m. Have a great day, everybody, and enjoy your weekend.